Welcome everybody, I'm Burner. This is The Walking Dead Road to Survival, and we have another edition of Worth the Squeeze. We're looking at the Premium Rebel package. You can see the announcement here. During the gear events, dominate the Rebel Rampage now with Premium Rebel package. This of course is referring to the Rebel roadmap. Now because of that, I think we might see several versions of this package for each persona. Or several versions, one for each persona, I guess is a clearer way of saying it. Let's go take a peek at the offer. You can see it there on the right, Rebel package. You can get up to 10 of them at a price of 1,695 coins. Let's see what's inside. In the first slot, we have Kenny, which would obviously be what you would want. And then some select 4 stars. We got Rod, 4-star Andrea and Sandy, which I forgot even existed, a 4-star Sandy. And then some 3-star Rebels. You get either 1 or 2 persona trainers. You get some gear here. Unfortunately, as we all know, more than likely you will be getting hiking boots, safety helmets, ammo belt, or the waist pack. The beanie and flak will be few and far between. Some food and some fuses to go along with the gateway gear collection. Let's talk about the worth in it. Kenny isn't terrible. He's a solid 5-star toon, a solid green, solid rebel. Let's take a peek. Adrenaline Rush Group Smash, recharge rate of 58. He does 275% damage to one and all adjacent, and all teammates get 30 attack for 2 turns. Also has collateral damage. His Adrenaline Rush is a solid support character. 275 AoE is pretty good. Definitely good to mix into a melee team. A lot of use there. Unfortunately, as I say every time, and as you probably know if you have any experience, you're not going to get Kenny that often. It's going to be the lucky few that end up with this 5-star, so more than likely you're going to get one of these 4 stars. Let's take a peek at Sandy. Like I said, I don't remember her. Area of attack, she does 45 AP, deals 200% to one and all adjacent. All teammates get 30 defense for 4 turns. That's actually pretty solid. Like I was just talking about, 275 solid support, so 200 on a 4-star is not bad. And also command. There aren't very many green commands. The new Heath is one. Medium drop Morgan is one. So there's a lot of value here in this 4-star as well. Because of that, I think you're actually going to end up with Rod and Andrea more often than not. So think about that as you're going into it, that more likely than not you're going to get Andrea or Rod. You're going to get one of these 3 stars that doesn't have much value. You know, you're probably going to end up turning them over to the supply depot for 130 supply depot points. The same could probably be said for these persona trainers unless you have a specific use for them, but they're probably just going to be depot points for you. You don't have any use for this gear because it's just going to be a lucky few that get the beanie or the flak. Most of the purchases are going to end up with this gear that you really don't need. This food you don't need, and the fuses you really don't need. There's going to be enough fuses during this event. So these last 3 things are pretty much what I keep calling perceived value. They throw something else into the package, making you think, oh, there's also this other item that you're paying for. That's great, but it really has no use. You don't need to pay for that. You don't need to pay for this gear. And then the personas and the 3 stars, while they do have value, you probably don't want to spend too many coins on them. You'd really like to have Kenny or even Sandy. She's a quality 4, but you're more than likely going to get Rod or Andrea. So the biggest question is it's roughly 1,700. Is 1,700 coins worth it to get Rod or Andrea with the chance of getting Sandy or Kenny? I'll leave that up to you guys. I don't think it's a terrible deal. You know, we've seen the Flash Epic Crate, which goes for just under 10,000 coins. So in that sense, you know, you can possibly get a 5-star for 1,600 as opposed to a guarantee with the Flash Epic, but this is much cheaper. I don't think it's a terrible ripoff. I just think, unfortunately, more often than not, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Because of that, I'm going to put it low on the orange side. We'll say it's 2 oranges. I mean, at the very least, you'll get a few. You'll get close to 1,000 supply depot points out of this. It's not a good exchange rate to trade in 1,700 coins for 1,000 supply depot points, but there's a little bit of value here, so I don't think it's a terrible ripoff. It isn't a great deal, unfortunately. What you might want, you're not guaranteed of, and that's the problem with most Scopely offers. But let me hear your side of it. What do you think of these crates? Do you think we'll see more of them? You think they'll coincide with the roadmap? That's more than likely what I think is going to happen. Scopely always likes to give themselves as many opportunities as they can to get some coinage, aka money. As always, if you guys like, please go ahead and hit it. And if you guys are new and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. See you next time.